The next shapegram I have here for you is the heart shapegram, and I put it under the medium difficulty because it is a little more challenging, but not terribly hard. Again, we're going to use shapes, and we're going to use the right-sided triangle. There it is right there in the second row, it says right triangle, and I'm going to go ahead and draw my first triangle. And of course, you can use the bucket fill tool to set it to whatever color you like. This time I think I'm going to use purple. Alrighty, now to make my life easy, I'm going to use Control C and then Control V to copy and paste that triangle in again. And I'm going to go to Arrange. And now this time I'm going to go to Rotate and I'm going to flip it horizontally. So that triangle goes right to the back of the other triangle next to it. And I'm going to go ahead and change it to a different color purple. Now, this heart shape is all about Google Slide shortcuts. So the easiest way to create this heart is by making sure you're on your arrow. So make sure that arrow up here in the toolbar is highlighted. I'm going to select around it. I'm going to go ahead and Control C, Control V, and I'm going to copy those two triangles and move them on over to right next to my first two. Now here's another little interesting hint. I've got my four triangles here. I'm going to select around them again. I'm also going to use the option of group. Group holds things together so that they don't fly apart when you're trying to move them around. I'm also going to use Control C. Oop, it unselected on me. There we go. Let me try that. Control C and V to copy and paste those triangles, the four of them, in together. Now, I need to flip these over so that our bottom parts of our triangles are now on the top. So I'm going to go to Arrange. I'm going to go to Rotate, and I'm going to flip it vertically. That vertical flip will put those triangles upside down, and all I have to do is fly them in place. And here's another great example of what it looks like when Google Slides tells you you're all nice and lined up. You've got those red crosshairs that pop up to show you where they are at so that you can stay nice and even. All right, so our next step is to fill in some of the rest of the places. Before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and click my triangles to change their colors. And I might have to ungroup to do that. So when I click on them, I might ungroup. I'm going to go ahead and change it to a darker purple. And this bottom one down here, yep, I got to ungroup it. So I'm going to ungroup it, unclick, and let's click that triangle here again, and let's change that to a nice dark purple. There we go. All right. I'm going to do something again. I'm going to do that one, but this one I'm going to make a kind of really light purple. There we go. So I'm going to follow the kind of same idea that I had, but with this one, I'm going to make it my bright purple. Yeah, I'm going to leave it bright purple. This one, I'm going to make my dark purple. This one, I'm going to make kind of a little bit darker pinky purple, and that one I'm going to keep kind of leave it where it's at. All right, so here's where I'm going to use that copy and paste function again. I'm going to select these two triangles. I'm going to be holding the shift button while I select them. I'm going to edit copy and edit paste. And now I can either use my arrow keys or my mouse or my pad to fly them right into that space where they belong. I'm holding the shift key while I select them so they stay together. And up we go. Just moving them up a little higher. Things don't seem to want to be flying into place as I want them to. There we go. So there's those two triangles right there into place. And they look like they're the exact perfect colors I want them to be. Maybe I want to make this one that real pale purple. All right. Now we need some triangles to fill in the other sides. So I am going to take this triangle right here. I'm going to Control C and Control V it. And I'm going to fly it on in over to the left. And then I'm going to take this one from right here and Control C, Control V, and fly it into the right. All right, so now we have our second row of our heart. All right, right here we're going to need two triangles for the middle. So I'm going to pick these two right here. I'm going to hold my shift key while I do that. So I get those two triangles, and I'm going to go Control C, Control V, and I'm going to go ahead and fly them into place. Oops, jump slide, sorry about that. And there we go, moving them on up so that they have no gaps, no spaces. All right, there we go. We're moving right along quite nicely. All right, so here we go. I'm going to need to take and make another triangle for right here. So I think I should be able to use this one right here. Control C, Control V it, move it on down. There we go. And probably use this one. Control C, Control V, and move it on down. So by using other pieces of the heart that you've already created, you can just copy and paste them on in to make that heart shape. So I'm going to Control C and V that one. Alrighty. And let's see which one I can use. I control this one. Control C, V that one. There we go. So now we're getting our third row of our heart. Now we just need to make the pointy bottom. So I'm going to select these two triangles right up here at the top. I'm going to Control C and V them. I'm going to use the handle to turn them right around. And then I'm going to go ahead and fly them right down to the point of my heart. And that's how you make that heart shape. And you can go ahead and change the colors up so it gives it that nice kind of quilt block pattern that you see that our heart on the left has. And of course, like I said, you do want to create a background for this. And like I said with the emoji, when you're creating your background, I'm first going to tell you to maybe select around your entire heart shape, arrange and group so it all holds together. This way you can move it off. You can go ahead and use shapes to fill in your background. Maybe for this one, I want to use some interesting overlapping squares. Might be fun. Let's go purple and yellow. Oops. But of course, it's going to be up to you on what kind of background you would like to put in there. So that, my friends, is how you would go about making that Bitmoji style or that Shapegram style. I don't know why I said Bitmoji, but Shapegram style heart shape. I'm going to bring it onto the front so you can see how it's coming out. Looking good to me. I'm going to go ahead and change the colors there to that nice bright yellow. And now I have a neat background. Kind of looks like a quilt on somebody's bed. I'm going to send that one to the back. And I just need something to fill in for right in the middle. So I'm going to go ahead and use another shape. Oops. Another rectangle to do that with. Send that to the back. I'm going to make that a different color. Let's make that this really nice pale orange. And there you go. That's how you do the Shapegram heart.